Hello guys, welcome to the second session of Career Coach series. Today we are going to discuss about 3-year, 4-year and 5-year program, that is BBA, BMS and IPM. We are not going to delve into this program. We will be discussing the pros and cons of this program. We will be discussing what are these programs and we will be discussing the overview of this program. The detailing about this program will be discussed tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I am sure every one of you who is attending this session has watched my first session. If not, then I would request you to please watch the first session that I had conducted yesterday. Why it is important to select the right career choice at this juncture. So moving on with this session, let us see what does this BBA, BMS, BBM and IPM mean. As the name suggests, BBA is Bachelors of Business Administration, BMS is Bachelors of Management Studies, BBM is Bachelors of Business Management, and IPM is Integrated Program in Management. Now, you'll ask me, sir, what is difference between BBA, BMS and BBM? To be very honest with you, there is hardly any difference between these three programs. For example, in Mumbai, all the popular courses are called as BMS. However, some of the colleges this year have changed their name from BMS and now they are going to call the BMS program, which was there till last year, will be named as BCom in Management Studies. There are programs, in Delhi which are called as BBA as well as BMS. In Ahmedabad, in Vadodara, they are called as BBA. In Pune, it is called as BBA. Some of them are called as BMS. If you go south, if you go to Hyderabad, if you go to Chennai, if you go to Telangana, Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, you will call, these programs are called as popularly known as BBA. From college to college, from university to university, there will be slight difference in their pedagogy, in their curriculum, maybe 10, 15%, 20% at max. Otherwise, more or less, the eventual outcome of this program remains the same. That is what I think matters the most. In some college, some universities, there are few subjects that will be taught in second semester. In other college, in another university, that might be taught in third year. Okay, so overall, if you look at the complete package, I don't see a lot more differences in either of this program. However, there are a few colleges which are, differentiating, that has a differentiating factor among them. If I call, college such as Sahid Sukhdev College or NMIMS College, Symbiosis Christ University, they have some differentiating factor, distinguishing factor, which we'll be discussing in tomorrow's session when I'll be discussing in detail about these programs. Okay, so moving on, if we talk about NEP, I am sure everyone knows what is NEP 2020, National Education Policy. So what is NEP? Let me first take you through that. Only then, it will make more sense for me to explain you 3-year, 4-year and a 5-year program. So as per National Education Policy 2020, if you complete first year, then you can take a certification and take an exit from that college. Absolutely fine. Let's say you continue in the second year, and after second year you realize that you do not want to continue in this college, or you do not want to continue with this course. You can take an exit with a diploma. That is, it will be termed as diploma, an advanced diploma, you can say that. Okay, if you complete the first, second and third year, in that case you will get a bachelor's degree. Till now, what used to happen, if you exit after first year or second year, you don't have any certification or a diploma or any degree. But now, with NEP coming into picture, you will have a diploma, you will have a certification, depending upon when do you want to take an exit. Also, very important and crucial thing about NEP is that if you take a transfer from first college, one college to another college, then your credit that you have accumulated in the first college gets carry forward in the second college. And that's where ABC come into picture, that is Academic Bank of Credit. Uh, Also, if there is a student who want to continue in the fourth year, then the degree that a student will get will be nothing but as bachelor's in honors or bachelor's in research, depending upon college to college, depending upon university to university. So, to summarize, in NEP, with NEP coming into picture, you can exit after first year, second year, third year, or you can exit after fourth year. You can also switch from one college to another college. You can switch from one course to another course, provided those courses have, those courses do not have lot of dissimilarities. Moving on. So now once you know what is, why, 3 year and 4 year, let's see what are the pros and cons of 3 year and a 4 year program. So first of all, there are couple of universities, in USA, couple of universities in the world, and majority of the university in USA, which say that they need 16 years of education if you want to do masters from that college. So what earlier used to happen was, if a student wants to pursue master from USA, where 16 years of education is mandatory, then in India it was 10 plus 2 plus 3, if you are not from a engineering or a medical field, right? So what student used to do, they used to opt for MCom or MA or some masters. They used to complete 1 year, and then they used to go to US, where 16 years of education was mandatory. So now with NEP coming into picture, if I'm sure that these are those 5-6 colleges that I'm going to target after my graduation outside India, where 16 years of education is mandatory, I can complete fourth year with the same in the same subject. I can do honors or I can do research, and I will have those 16 years of education, and then I can apply to those colleges. That is the first advantage of NEP. Basically, everything is aligned to the foreign university. The second is, you have two shots to MBA entrance. What does that mean? What earlier used to happen was that if a student is writing for the entrance test when he or she is in third year, and if a student do not get the college of his or her choice, the B school of his or her choice, student used to take a drop, or used to start working, and then parallelly used to appear for the entrance exam. So there will be a gap of 1 year if you are not taking up a job, and most of the time majority of the students, they generally take a year gap. Now with NEP coming into picture, let's say you appear for your CAT entrance or any other MBA entrance while you are in third year. If you get the college of your choice, you can take an exit after 3 years with a graduation degree, and you can start your MBA. If you do not get college of your choice, you have two options. You can either continue with the fourth year and take a honors degree and appear for the various entrance exams while you are in fourth year. Or if you have, let's say, you have a good job in hand, in that case maybe you can take up a job and then appear for the entrance exams second time. So there is no year gap, there is no year gap, because this is one pain point for a lot of students. In the interviewer definitely asked that why you did not took up a job, or why there is a gap of a year, what were you doing at home. So it's now become slightly easy to answer the question that you were you did not have a year break basically. And the last is research. If some students are interested in research and make working on the projects and everything, so the fourth year is basically meant for doing research work. So students who are interested in that, maybe handful of them, yes, you have that 1 year option where you can do research and then evaluate whether you actually want, you are suited to do a PhD or not. So it becomes a stepping stone to PhD, because PhD is meant, in PhD you generally do research, and the outcome is what it matters, right? So these are the pros and cons of 3 year and a 4 year program. Now let us see the 3 year versus a 5 year program. Okay, why am I not comparing 4 year program? Because fourth year is the honors degree, honors research degree that a student will get. So comparing with a 3 year 5 year or a 4 year 5 year will be more or less same. So let's compare 3 year and a 4 year program. admission process for a 3-year program is basically based on the merits, that is the 12th standard score. However, if you look at the college of a national repute, the top colleges, they definitely take the entrance test. Now, which are those top colleges and what are the entrance tests for that, we will be discussing in tomorrow's session. Coming to the 5-year program, it is popularly called as IPM, Integrated Program in Management. All the colleges in India, starting from IIM Indore to IIM Jammu to Nirma University to Kriya, every college accept the admission based on the entrance test. And for some of the colleges, you also have to appear for the personal interview round. If you look at the curriculum, both of them, though, they are management, right? Both of them are management. So basics of business principles are taught in this 3 year, while as in IPM, because you also do your MBA after 3 years, you are taught the advanced management concept. If you look at the subjects here, you have a POM, that is principle of management, OB, organizational behavior, marketing, finance. Everything will be taught here also, but apart from this, you'll also be taught economics, econometrics, statistics, some foreign language. You are also taught psychology and sociology. You're also taught econometrics, we discussed, so accounts, those are the topics which are covered in the first 3 year, and while you move to the last 2 year, the subjects that you would study in the MBA will be covered here. Overall, I would say that when you do an IPM program, the first 3 year, there's a holistic development. You are not limited to only subject that will be taught, in a management, for management studies or a business administration course. They also teach you subjects from humanities and from commerce field. Uh, Moving on to the exposure that you will get. So if you have a 3 year program, then you have case study, you do internship, you don't get you do a basic internship, and obviously there are a lot of presentation and everything would be there. Same would be here as well, but here, because you are an IPM, you're studying in IIM, you have a great opportunity to work with corporate, big corporate. I'm not saying that here the opportunity for doing an internship in a corporate won't be there, but it will be limited. Not every college will be of this will be of the same repute where you will be able to get a corporate good internship. The top 3, 4, 5 colleges in India for BBA BMS can, you can get into corporate, you can get a corporate internship. The international exposure is something that is very that one should definitely look for. There is a student exchange program where student of a particular IIM has an option to go to universities abroad and do one semester or one trimester in that college and then come back to India. So it's a student exchange program that students generally are looking forward to. There are live projects, capstone projects, which you have in an IPM, and obviously case study. For all the 5 years there will be a learning through case studies. If you look at fees, for BBA, BMS, BBM, the fees will be anywhere between 3 to 12 lakhs for 3 years, depending upon from which college, which city you are pursuing this course from. Okay. So there are colleges where the fees would be as low as, maybe 1.5 lakh for 3 years, but otherwise average is around 3 to 12 lakhs. If I look at an IPM program, for the first 3 years, the fees will be somewhere between 10 to 15 lakh, depending upon the college, and whatever are the MBA fees for 2 years, that fees you have to pay at that time. So not the fees, no, the MBA fees will be, let's say you are taking an admission for an IPM program in 2025. So basically, you will start your MBA in 2028. So whatever will be the fees of that IIM in 2028 is supposed to be paid by you in 2028 and 2029 respectively. Moving on to the average placement. So if you opt for this program, then you get a starting package of around 4 lakhs, and maximum it goes to around 15-16 lakhs. Again, 15-16 the highest package that goes to the top 2 or 3 colleges. I mean, it's not offered in all the colleges. So if I talk about the average placement of top 10 for 15 BBA BMS colleges, then the average placement would be somewhere around 5 and a half lakhs per annum. Versus if you look at an IPM program, the IPM program, the average package goes to 15 to 35 lakhs per annum. 15 would be the lowest, depending upon what college you are getting, which college you are getting in, and 35 will be the highest. That is the case with an IPM Indore program. Look at the job profile. If you do a BBA or a BMS or a BBM, you start with an associate or with an analyst, management trainee, or a project assistant, you get a very entry level job. Versus you complete your IPM program, you start with consultancy or investment banking, branding, corporate finance, advertisement, something which is where you have you are involved in decision making, and basically if you get it from the IIMs, then in that case you are also involved in decision making at a junior or a mid levels managerial profile. Moving on to the few more comparison, the entrance test for MBA. Here you will have to give the entrance test when you are in third year. This is the biggest advantage of an IPM program. One, that you don't have to write the entrance test once again. Okay, because writing the CAT entrance test while you are in the third year is much more competitive as compared to getting into IIM at this stage. Close to around 2.3 lakh aspirant, CAT aspirant wrote the exam in 2023, and that number is increasing year after year. If you look at the IPM aspirant, IIM Indore, IPMAT Indore was written only by around some 20,000 odd students. So if you look at the number of seats that we have for an IPM program versus the number of students who are applying for an IPM program versus the student who write CAT and the number of seats that we have in IIMs, the percentage is better right now. If we look at the next feature, that is residential program. All the IPM program are compulsorily residential. I would say 8 out of 10 or maybe 9 out of 10 BBA BMS program are not residential. Okay, I always suggest student that you should, whenever you do a course, make sure that you do a residential program, because you get to learn a lot of things while you are on campus with your peer, working in a group, and you learn a lot of things. You become independent, you know how to manage your stuff, you know how to manage your finances, and there are a lot more things that you learn on campus while you are away from your family. Competition to get into BBA, BMS, BBM is moderate, not very difficult, but at the same time, competition to get into an IPM program is very, very high. Obviously, because the outcome is amazing. So everyone wants to aim for an IPM program. So obviously, the competition has to be very high. Again, when I say moderate competition for a BBA, BMS, or a BBM program, for the top 5 to 7 colleges, 7 colleges in India. Otherwise, the competition through the entrance test, the more I go down, or the colleges which accept BBA, BMS on the basis of 12th score, in that case, the competition is very low, very less, not very much competitive enough. That also means that the better the college you get in, the peer group that you will have will be much more competitive. And, better peer group, better learning, and better better company, better network, you can say, throughout your life. Okay, fees, we discussed this somewhere around 10 to, you will spend around 2 to 10 lakhs, and then 20 lakhs for your MBA. For IPM fees for a 5 year, it would be somewhere in the range of 30 to 40 lakhs. Exit option, this is as per NEP. You can exit after first year, second year, or a third year, whenever you wish to. For an IPM program, you can exit, they can exit after 3 years. You cannot exit after first or second year. The NEP is not yet implemented, or maybe it will be implemented from this year. We will keep you updated. But as of now, you can take an exit after first 3 years. So let's say you take an exit after first 3 years, you get a BBA degree. Okay, so there are very high chances that, let's say you get into IIM Indore, and you say that, I want to do my MBA from abroad, or if I want to do my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Bangalore, you take an exit after 3 years, or while you are in third year, you give your entrance test. If you get into IIM, the better IIM than IIM Indore, you can take an exit and join that college. If you do not get a better IIM, you can continue your program, you can continue the program. Sorry. Yeah. You can continue your MBA in IIM Indore itself. So, uh, बोलते ना कि ना घर का ना घाट का, हियर आई वुड से तुम घर के भी हो, तुम घाट के भी हो, मतलब यू हैव बोथ द ऑप्शन. एक पैर दही में, एक पैर दूध में, इज व्हाट वी कीप ऑन सेइंग इन हिंदी, राइट? So you have your MBA degree secured, At the same time, you can also appear for various entrance exams, and if you want to better your IIM, you have that option as well for an IPM program. Why career in management is important? First, uh, it goes without saying, you get to know a lot of managerial skills, knowledge, and the most important thing, it helps you to set the right attitude to work in a corporate world. Moving on to career advancement, you take out the profile of the young leaders. I would say that, don't take out the profile of someone who is in 45 or 50, because at that time the value of management, value of management education MBA was not that high. But right now, if you look at the profile of someone who is in late 20s or early 30s, someone who have reached at a vice president level or a CXO level, I would say that 98 out of 100 would have done a education post graduation in management. Okay, someone with a technical skill is a different story. If you are a chief technical officer, you may not probably need an MBA. You need to be good at technologies. Okay, that's a different, altogether different ball game. So not considering all those cases here. Practical leadership and managerial skills, because through case study, through presentations, working in a group, team building activities, these qualities are imbibed in you. Access to great alumni network. Just imagine, the pedagogy, of IIM Indore, how old IIM Indore is, how old IIM Rohtak is. IIM Rohtak is more than 14 years, 15 years now. Okay, if you look at Indore, is more than 25 years. So if you look at these colleges, you look at Nirma College, you look at these colleges are quite old. And the alumni of these colleges from the first batch or the second, third batch would be definitely at a CXO level or a vice president level. So, the network, you will have access to their email IDs, and uh, while you are, there is an alumni meet or something, you have a chance to meet them, right? So, this is always an add-on advantage. Better employment opportunities, I don't have to tell this. It is there, you have a better employment opportunities. Now that's it from my end. If you are liking our comment, if you're liking our content, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you get a automatic notification whenever we come live. The tomorrow session will be all about BBA, BMS, where we'll be covering top colleges, admission process, fee structure, and placement. And day after tomorrow, it will be all about IPM, covering all the same sessions. I am sure this was helpful, and that's it from my end. Before that, let me see if there is anything. Yeah. Uh, yes, Devesh, we will come out with the NMIMS video soon. So uh, allow us for a day's time. Tomorrow, I will bust all the myths about NMIMS, right? So NMS results are out. So we will definitely come out with a comprehensive video on that.